5 methods he talked about in his book, Why the Rich Are Getting Richer, on how to make $1 million. First method, you become a CEO, or you become an athlete, a pro athlete at that. You become a high-paid entertainer, okay? And so in this process of this, here's what I realized about my life. I don't have a college degree. So if I don't have a college degree, let alone getting a master's or a PhD, my steps in my life, because of a lack of formal education in college and secondary postgraduate education, there's nowhere near I'm gonna be on the CEO track. My track in my life is not the C-suite, chief operations, chief financial, nothing, let alone chief executive officer. So I already knew for me, my path was not there. And on top of that, you can't do that with less than $500. You can't do that in less than 3 years. You're talking about a 15, 20-year track of finally becoming a CEO, and that's assuming that whatever company you're working for, that the CEO gets paid $1 million. Well, let's look at being an athlete. That's one way to make $1 million. I mean, you're good in sports. You're good. You're a good comic. You're a good actor. You're a good person writing songs. You're an artist. You can do that by that. But here's what I realized, and for the majority of people watching this video too as well, you don't have much of an education. You have much talent. So number 2, second way to make $1 million, you can get lucky, right? You can marry the right person. You can scratch off at the gas station the right lottery ticket. You can play Powerball. You can do all these different things. You can get lucky, but here's the thing about luck. It's not predictable. It's a game of chance. I would like to find an opportunity for me to make $1 million with $500 in less than 3 years that's systematic and predictable, and I want to remove luck as a variable of me becoming fortunate enough to make $1 million. All right, so let's talk about some meat and potatoes on different methods and different ways to become a millionaire. Number 3 here is net worth millionaire. So what do we mean by net worth? It means you're a paper asset, paper millionaire. You have illiquid cash assets. So in other words, your money is on paper. You're what we call asset rich, but you're cash poor. Let me explain. Let's say you go out and buy your first piece of property, okay? Now, I don't know what type of property you might buy for less than $500, but I'm sure there's a ton of gurus out there that shows you how to buy tax liens, that shows you how to buy property with no money down. By the way, that's one of the ways I bought one of my properties with no money down. But there's a ton of content, there's a ton of ways and methods out there to buy real estate with little to no money down. But here's the thing, this process here requires the most amount of leverage. In other words, you have to be in a position of borrowing. You have to be credit worthy. You have to be able to prove, to say, listen, I'm worthy to be lent this type of money so I can invest in this piece of property, in this case, real estate. And you might buy a house, a single family home, and then you might, over a period of time, sell that home. And then you might want to buy some apartment buildings. But so in this situation, let's say over a period of time, over these next 3 years, 1, 2, 3, over a 3-year period, you buy $2 million of assets, $2 million of property. You've taken one property, rolled into the next one. So you basically have $500,000 total of down payment. You took $500, rolled into the next property, rolled into the next property, and have, in terms of your down payment over those 3 years, $500 of money inside the property, right, of down payment to qualify for the mortgage, to qualify for the loan. So if you do the math, the property is worth $2 million. You've put down $500,000 of total down payment. Now on paper, you're worth $1.5 million. What's not accounted for this, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be commenting on that below, is the holding costs, the taxes, the property repair, the maintenance, eviction. So there's a whole lot of stuff that goes on with being a net worth millionaire as it relates to real estate, being a method, being a strategy for you to be a net worth millionaire. But that's just one of them. Let's talk about number 4, capital gains. We call buy and sell. You have to constantly do that using this type of strategy, this type of method, and you always have to have inventory. It's also driven by the market. So in other words, if I buy something low, I hope the market drives this asset that I purchased, so therefore I can sell it at a higher price. I'll give you an example. One of the things I love, one of the things I just started getting involved in was baseball cards. I'm buying Michael Jordan's baseball rookie card. I'm buying Kobe Bryant's. I just bought Walter Payton's card. There's so many of my favorite players. It's like a hobby / investment for me, especially after watching my mentor Patrick and David have about $1.5 million of baseball cards shown in front of me. One time we had a meeting. He bought the 2 Wayne Gretzky rookie cards. He basically bought the holy grail of hockey baseball cards, rookie cards, which is Wayne Gretzky's 2 cards. There's only one other card that's out there. That's a strategy. That's a method. You can buy a baseball card low, hold it. The market drives it high, then you sell it at a higher price. Same thing too here with people with real estate. You can fix and flip. Buy low, put some money into it, flip it for a high price, boom, there's profit. Now here's the thing too, the key of becoming a millionaire with less than $500 in 3 years is make sure that you're not living on your money too soon. right? Make sure you're constantly reinvesting your money back into the machine. You feed the beast. The biggest problem why people aren't millionaires is because they make 1 or 2, 3 big sales and they start living a life already. They start buying too big of a home. They start buying the Lambos. They start buying the Ferraris too soon. Matter of fact, when we started making money, my mentor, Patrick Belair, said, hey, Sheena, Matt, why don't you go buy some cars? Why don't you go get some, have some toys, for marketing purposes, right? It says, you know what? We're at that time we're driving a broken door on our Cadillac Escalade. Every time we open it up, it's go pop pop, right? You close it, pop pop, open it, pop pop, close it. It was just embarrassing. So, babe, it makes sense to buy a new ride. It makes us feel better. It makes us feel accomplished. It makes us charged up. And there's like an emotion. I said, hey, there's a goal we reached. We're emotionally charged to get to the next level. So maybe those things that you need to do along the way, but not too soon, not too fast. So capital gains millionaire. What about Bitcoin? Right now, if you buy Bitcoin, the downside with Bitcoin, it's not $500 for one Bitcoin. It's $8,649 based on the recording of this video. What about gold? Well, per ounce is $1,471 per ounce. So at $500, you're not going to get very much anywhere. You might buy a fraction of a Bitcoin, buy a fraction of an ounce of gold. You buy at a lower price, then you buy at a higher price. That's your capital gain, and that's what happens in that process. There's a cycle. What happens there when you are a capital gain type of millionaire? The downside to that, least amount of leverage. You can't find a source of credit. It's very difficult to find a source of credit. It's very difficult to borrow money from other either people or institutions to get them to buy into this product. So the least amount of leverage here is the capital gains type of strategy and type of method. The highest amount of leverage in terms of borrowing and leveraging your money is through real estate on the net worth method. Last but not least here is become a cash flow millionaire through sales and putting time and effort. Either you do it individually or build a team to do it. So in this example, you have a product. You've got a service. For example, you sell one of these products, whatever it is. Let's say you have a high margin type of product, okay? The margin of this product is $2,500 per sale, okay? So you sell this one product individually yourself, your commission on it is $2,500. So let's do the math. So if you do one sale equaling $2,500 in commission, all you know now is 400 sales. Guess what? Now you make $1 million. But you got to sell 400 of them. That's the math. Whether you do that in a year, whether you do that in 2 years, whether you do it in 3 years, it's totally up to you. You can compress time frames based on what? Time and effort, or you can extend the time over 24, 36 months to get that done. Or you can say, instead of my 24 hours, my individual time, I can say, let me recruit, hire, build a team like real estate brokers do. Like law firms do when they hire junior associates, junior attorneys. Like tax preparations, architecture firms, engineering firms. They hire the senior engineer hires a junior engineer. Or in like insurance brokerages, there's the main general agent broker and he has associate brokers. So there's many methods of doing that in terms of building a team. So in this situation, in this scenario, you got 20 junior associates working for you on your team. Every time they sell something, let's say they make the $2,500. Okay, they're happy about it. And you make your $500. Okay, from you supervising, coaching, teaching, training them how to sell that one product. They make $2,500 in that situation, or it depends on how much commission you want to pay out. Let's say they make $2,500, you make $500, or they make $2,000, you make $500, however you want to chop that up. So in this scenario, you make a $500 commission by leveraging a team. So in these other, you have a financial leverage, a real estate and capital gain. You have financial leverage in a product or service. You could potentially have human time leverage. Okay, you have more man hours going out there selling your product or service on your behalf. Scale. Okay, this is what we call scale. So in this scenario, you have 20 salespeople, either going door to door, either cold calling. You have a sales team inside calling on internet-based type of leads. And every time they sell something, they make a $2,000 or $2,500 commission. But you, organizing the whole thing, you make a $500 commission. So let's do the math. So if you have 20 salespeople, and you have $500 in commission for each sale, you basically need 2,000 sales. Let's further the math some more. Those 2,000 sales divided by 20 people on your team, that means that 20 of your guys need to make 100 sales each. When 20 of your guys make 100 sales each, guess what? You're now a millionaire.